All right, so this lesson, this video is going to deal with syncing up the audio and the video from two different sources. So right now we are in the middle of doing our Translucere art show project, which is going to be a 1.5 minute to 2 minute video, including the interviews and the artist talks from that night. And so one of the most challenging parts of this project is syncing the audio and the video to different sources. So you should have your Translucere folder on your desktop already. And so what I would suggest is importing a couple files first. Don't import everything. Um, you don't have to do this, but that's just my preference. So I'm going to start with importing the Gerald Brommer and just the Gerald Brommer interview that I did. And when you open this up, let's see here. Okay, here are the two. This is in the Gerald Brommer interview folder. All right, so I'm going to import those two. And so here you have the video and you have the audio, two completely different sources. But if you look at right here, this little icon, it shows that this video has audio itself, and it says contains linked audio right there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my video into and create a new sequence. We should know how to do that. Just drag it into the new sequence, new item, and the new sequence will appear. Okay, so this is the now it dragged the audio in there as well, which is fine. I think I selected both of them. Okay, I'm just going to delete that real quick just so I can give you a better sense of what I'm doing here. Now these little lines, these little separators, you can expand up to give yourself a little bit more room. I like to do that, and I like to do it with my audio um, as well as my video. Okay, now on your Adobe Premiere, you should have a little triangle around here. If you click that, it will expand the audio up so that you could see the waveform, which is a good thing. You want to be able to see the waveform. Okay, so this is the interview. Your life. Was there a moment in your life? Okay, so you could hear the background. The noise isn't, the audio isn't great. So I'm going to bring in my external audio. Okay, and I'm going to expand this audio up. Now, if you notice, this audio is a lot lower. See this waveform right here? It's a lot lower than this audio. This is a lot louder. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to first, let's increase the volume on this audio. So I'm going to control click on the second audio. All right, and then I'm going to go to audio gain. And I'm going to go to, you can adjust the gain here, but what I want to do is I want to increase the highest volume of the entire audio clip, because if I increase the highest volume of the audio clip, then everything else should fall into line. So I'm just going to go in here and notice right now the peak amplitude, the max peak is negative 30.4. So I'm going to bring it up to -5. Push OK. And now you see that it's really loud. Okay, so here's what it sounds like with just the video and the original audio. Where that was kind of an epiphany for you, and you still was. Okay, now this is what it sounds like with just the audio file. That are very, very different, and I get so excited I can't wait to get out. Okay, so there's still a little bit of background noise, but it's not nearly as much as the original audio. So now it's time to sync this audio. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to find a point where it sounds familiar, or it sounds the same, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I like to go to the very beginning. I'm going to mute the external audio, unmute the original audio, and I'm just gonna, that's the beginning of the clip, and I'm just gonna push play and listen to what the words are being said. All right. Okay, so why don't you tell me your name first? That's the first thing, that's the first cue. Okay, so I'm going to go back. Now I muted the audio of the original, and now I'm just going to listen to the audio of the external recording. Okay, so right there, I'm not even sitting at this point. Okay, so if you hear, the audio is definitely not with the video. So I'm going to move forward a little bit. Okay, Gerald Brommer. So this is where he says his name, about right here, and that's the beginning of the video clip. So I'm just going to drag the video over to about right there, and then I'm going to push play again and see where he is. Okay, so I'm getting close. I'm getting real close. So now what I'm going to do is, what you can do is, these wave files should look similar. Now, if you notice right here, this little area, this little gap, looks really similar to this little gap. Okay, so before I told you about the snapping tool, which is this right here, that will snap the clip to the line, and now you know that it's there, you don't have to touch it. Okay, well, if you turn that off, now I can free flow this clip, and I can move it without it snapping, and you could see the frame rate. I can go by frame, 22, 20, 17. Okay, and so what I'd like to do now is I'd like to put this gap, this cursor right where that gap was. Okay, and I'm going to try to find this gap and line it up. Okay, let's see what that does. Okay, so you're not really seeing the video syncing up, mainly because I'm screen recording, and so my computer's working really hard. So by having Adobe Premiere open and the screen recording, it's difficult. But um, you know, okay. So I mean, I'm getting close. On my computer, you're not gonna be able to see it, but this is how you start syncing your audio. Okay, I just want to remind you one more time about the audio gain. Control, click, audio gain, and then you go to normalize peak, and then I would go to -5, maybe -10. Okay, and now you have a higher volume. Any questions on that, just let me know, but this will give you a good start. Okay, now one last thing. Let's say I'm already synced up. All right, now what I'm going to do is I need to delete the original audio. So first thing, I'm going to unlink it. Okay, I'm going to delete it. Now I can drag and select both, control click, and then link. Now you'll see that I've linked this audio with this video, and wherever I move it, it will not go anywhere. Okay, that's pretty much it for this video. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.